How do we continue to choose what we want to choose, even when it's hard? And my best advice is that you imagine the consequences of both choices. This one is on the best advice that I have for you on motivation. So, how do you actually get yourself to be doing something that you don't want to do? And I'm sure we all love it. Like, we love it and we all know it. There are just so many things in life that we anticipate to be hard. They might even be physically hard. But how do we actually move from that place where we think, like, oh, I really would like to do something, and then we do it for 3 times or 4 times, especially at the beginning of a new year? We're all highly motivated and we set the biggest goals that we want to achieve in that year. And now we're close to the end of April. How many of you actually kept on doing the things that they set themselves to do in the beginning of the year? And how successful are you with doing that? So, anyhow, my best advice on motivation is, and this is actually based on my own experience, so I know it too well. I've also been there, and it was difficult for me to be consistent in doing exercise or in eating healthy food over a long period of time, or keeping up a good sleeping routine day in and day out. But how do we actually get to that point so that we every single time when we feel like we're making a new decision on, are we going to stay consistent to our goal, or are we going to give up? How do we continue to choose what we want to choose, even when it's hard? When you feel like doing something, or you set yourself to do something, for example, you set yourself a new routine, you want to get fit over the next 6 months, and maybe you also want to lose some weight. How do you actually maintain to be consistent towards your goal? And my best advice is that you imagine the consequences of both choices. So let's say choice number one would be, you choose to show up, you choose to go to the gym 3 times a week, if that's your goal, over a period of time. Then what happens? So you would already anticipate the scenario of what happens when you choose your goal again and again and again. And by choosing that, you might also feel it in your body. You feel how you're building up strength, or you feel how excited and energized you feel afterwards. So you anticipate the outcome, but you also anticipate the feelings of that outcome. And also, you anticipate that over a longer period of time. And I think here's the trick. I think the trick is, so you have both choices. You have your choice of showing up, and you anticipate how that looks like, but you also anticipate the other choice. So both scenarios are, in the end, our choice. But how does that look like when you anticipate the other choice of not showing up? So let's say it's Monday evening, you chose actually to show up for yourself, and then you just feel too tired, or the day has been too hard, or the kids need extra attention, or whatever. There could be multiple reasons, and I'm sure your mind is going to help you to find one if you want to. I can guarantee you that that's going to happen. Um, but if you anticipate the outcome of the choice that you actually don't want to make, how does that look like? How does that feel like? And then you compare those two. So the positive anticipated choice and the negative anticipated choice in the moment when you have to make a decision or when you want to make a decision. And to be honest, I think that's the best advice that I have on motivation. I would hope my kids will listen to this one day, because that's pretty much the only thing that's been working for me, and it's successful. So why would you choose? Why would you change a winning game, right? So I'd be so curious to hear how that goes for you. What type of challenges you have, where it's very difficult to motivate yourself, and when you've tested this, if you had success with it as well. Let me know in the comments. I absolutely look forward to hearing from you.